Hello, this is my story. In 1991, I had some surgery, and in 1994, I was informed by the transfusion service that I'd been infected during the operation with hepatitis C. Although at the time I had a kind, supportive GP, there wasn't much information out there about what it meant to be infected with the virus. By 2002, the virus had caused enough liver damage for me to qualify for an experimental treatment. Hep C is now treated with a much more effective and gentle medication. But by 2004, I was accepted on a year of very harsh chemotherapy that itself had caused me some permanent damage. At the time, I knew there was only a 50-50 chance that it would work. But as a single parent with a mortgage to pay, I was desperate to be well. It took a long time before I could begin to feel that the treatment might have worked, as I was monitored for 18 months afterward, but never told I was cleared. Originally, all of this was happening with very little information and no one to talk to about it all. I was left feeling I was the only one going through this. It was not until I was asked to be part of a legal action at the end of the 1990s that I realised I was not alone, that the government could have and should have done more to protect us. All this time, through so much turmoil, it was really hard to get any clear information, and it later, through the infected blood inquiry, became clear that there'd been a cover-up at governmental level. By 2019, I was part of the official infected blood inquiry as a witness and core participant. The inquiry took 7 years and was completed May 2024. It was an inquiry that uncovered many transgressions and faults by both some medical professionals and government officials. And I tell you all of this so that you get an idea and can imagine my huge relief when I finally heard that there was a charity helpline that I could get in touch with. A helpline with trusted, independent information run by people who'd personally been involved in the hepatitis C story. The Hep C Trust has provided a helpline for many since the early 2000s. And to me, it meant I could talk to someone who knew what I'd been through, who knew I wasn't exaggerating when I talked about the symptoms I'd suffered and the attitude I'd met at the hands of a few consultants. To be heard, to be understood and believed was amazing and such a relief. But the trust goes beyond that and can provide accurate information, which was vital in those early years. From benefit application support to being alongside us as we all went through the 7 years of the infected blood inquiry. There was no other organisation that was independent, well-informed and sympathetic to our story. All through these many years, a very small charity with no core funding has been there for us, going beyond any 9-to-5 attitude to their work. Over the years, their work has expanded to include volunteers and peer groups working in many different ways. But for me, it remains a trusted, much valued point of contact whenever I need to discuss things or find out current thinking on things. Without it, so many of us would have been truly lost in the misinformation and distress of just searching for answers and support. Being part of this photographic project is my way of trying to say thank you for all they've done. Without them, things would have been so much bleaker, and I know many have said finding them was such a huge relief and the first time they'd felt supported. Thank you.